Before getting into photography, a quick backstory about this model. I found this Jeep in the Bamboo Lab online models, and I like it a lot. The model was pretty clean and simple, and most importantly, it's free. So I thought of giving it a shot. I used to make models from Hasegawa or Revell, and this was the first time that I tried from a 3D printed model. Instead of printing with colored filaments, I just printed with white PLA and went through the typical modeling process. I learned two new things from the process. First, the PLA filament that I used does not work with the typical modeling glue I used for plastics, because PLA are not plastic, they are plant starch. The glue that worked with PLA is called CA glue. The second thing that I learned is PLA is not spray print friendly. Again, because PLA is not plastic, a modeling paint primer is required before I can use acrylic paint. I used some camel green and tan colors for the Jeep bodies, and didn't do any detailing at all. The final product turned out pretty decent. My half-hearted paint job actually gave a kind of a weathering look. Now to photography. My main goal is to create a lighting environment of a military depot or warehouse. So I need to control the amount of exposure that gives enough highlight to the Jeep and keeps the surrounding in shadows. Based on this requirement, I used shutter priority on the camera, which gives a much wider range of time values to play with than the aperture priority, which has a more limited number of f-stops. I started with several hundredths of a second, which was too fast, and the picture was too dark. I slowly increased it to a tenth of a second, which gave enough exposure, but started to blur from my shaking hand. All this time I was using an ISO of 100. So I decreased the shutter time to 1/60th of a second and increased the ISO to 400. The lighting finally started to look right, but the scene lacks context. I suddenly remembered a Tamiya M41 tank model I have. I put it in the background, and suddenly the picture came to life. Imagine a supply depot at night during the Korean War. The M41 Walker Bulldog tanks were rolling through to refuel, and the Jeep was parked under the spotlight and waiting for its owner. The creation process was so satisfying. I hope you enjoy this video too.